Listen in your office, in your car, or even your neighborhood bar. You can listen with your whole family.
I like that. From your neighborhood bar. I mean, I think many of you may be at the neighborhood bar with your family, the Old Tube Radio Network, for the last 40 years, wherever you might be on a Saturday evening at 8 p.m. Pacific time. You know that it is the Tube Radio Extravaganza, thanks to our Tube Radio operators and shortwave listeners and all of the many net controllers to sit into the air chair like we do here. Let's see, I've got they said, get my cord off the table. We'll do that. Hello, my name is Dennis, one of the many net controllers here at OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network, where you can find us live, channel 11, 27085 in the, what do they say, the coast of California, the Central Coast, or Central California, as it were. Also streaming at oldtuberadio.net, oldtuberadio.net, where there is a link to join the audio feed right there in the chat, or join us live on the video. Yeah, we're adding pictures to radio. Don't do that. Before we get started, if any of you were listening to the stream prior, we had a lot of skip coming from the Midwest, the East, mini grass, and now it's kind of calmed down, so we'll see what we pick up, and what we hope to pick up will be your check-ins tonight and a lot of tube radios. So with that, let me grab 00, and then where's the list? Where did they? Oh, the list is way over here tonight. We're going to grab 00, and then we will take early check-in. So looking for 00.
SWL 00 here, Dennis, and good evening.
And good evening. Well, they took my list, and then they took my pen. Okay, this is the official. That doesn't. None of those pens look official, but I'm putting the X in the square. Thanks for getting us started off, and you're sounding good over.
Hey guys, if you couldn't find your pen, your neighbor around here's got a chick, and we can pull one of the tail feathers out, and you can have it for a quill pen.
That is an art in itself, doing the quill pen stuff. And if I were doing my best cursive, I would do that. All right, you are checked in and sounding good.
All right, I'll do that in a while.
All right, thanks. Anyone needing an early check-in? We have a couple on the chat side. Who else would like to get in?
24.
All right, I hear 24. Joseph, we will get you checked in.
Get 650, Dennis.
650, not a problem. Over.
61, Dennis.
61, I can hear you. No problem, sir. The X is in the square. Over.
Yes, sir.
Got my receive delay back a little bit, so if I miss the first key up, it's on me. All right, still, as you can see, we're not even in the gray line yet. A lot of sunshine coming through the window. It was a great day today. I think it's about 79 degrees outside the OTR studios. Let's get SWL number 1 checked in, as we often do, and likewise for the guy that's 9 pounds of good modulation, SWL number 2, who might be somewhere on the chat tonight. What I want to do is 21 is in. Hello, 21. I'll check you in now. We'll be coming into you guys in about 5 minutes or so on the coast-to-coast check-in. You were looking good. And we did hear you. When you guys dialed up to channel 11, we could hear you not very strong because there was a lot of strong stations, but you were making it into the item. And I'm just checking. I do believe the Echo link is up. It says that it is. Oh, I know what the heck is going on. All right. The Echo link is now cleared. So the Echo link should be up. When it's on the Echo test, it won't allow multiple connections. So we'll get that going. But looking good on Old Radio Night. We'll see you guys in just a little bit. There's Mr. OBP checking in. I see you. Let me get the official, have I got the right page? Yeah, the official stuff here. Let me go to the control room monitor, and there you go. SWL number 3, get Rob checked in as well, and I see Levon, SWL number 5, checking in. And a special birthday goes to SWL 7. Mr. Ed is out there. He is one of the net controllers that if you go back into the audio archives or you were around, 20, 30 years ago, 15 years ago, he might have checked you in. We're checking him in now. And happy birthday, as they say on ham radio, happy birthday, OM. Directed net roll call. Let's see if we can get out to Sangertown. I don't know if the skip has died down enough or not. Let's try Dirt Dog, SWL 9982. Yeah, 982 sounded good. The Dirt Dog putting in a great signal into the old Tube Radio Net control. Thanks for jumping into the air chair and joining us over. All right, thanks for checking in. Sounded good from Sangertown tonight. That is encouraging. SWL 10 and 30, Chrissy and Dwayne up in northern Idaho. I'm hoping we can get some conditions. It is not quite ready for it now, but we will see what we've got. 11 and 12, SW11, of course, Mr. Cornbread, Dan, I see you, and Dapper Dan. Looking very dapper. I don't know. I may give you a run for the money. SWL12. Good to see you. How are the Heath kids doing? How's the brown and green radios happening? The old Tube Radio Network. Looking for our millionth tube here in 2026. I'm not sure how many we've checked in, but it's been quite a few. So you are looking good. Checking in, looking and feeling dapper. SWL 13. Also, the crossband radio is up. We have checked that out. So if you are so inclined on that mode, we will get you there. Back out to Sangertown on the big radio, SWL 14.
And Dennis and all the other SWLs, 14 checking in.
Sounding good. As you know, about an hour ago, it was pretty noisy out here, but hear you no problem, and I'm sure it will get better as the sun goes down. He said, hoping that would be the case. Thanks for checking in.
Check in.
All right, thank you. SWL 15, Hans checked in early as he has, a very important date. So he is out and about, but if you're checking the replay, Hans 15, you are... Where are you at? Checked in right there. Let's go to, and he is here, SWL 16, but right behind the monitor. Everything was looking good. I've got my water. The lights are up. There's no leaks. Everything smells good, so it's all good. Thank you, Charlie. Let's try Eric, SWL 17. SWL 18 from Facebook, Mr. KDA. Also, let me grab a couple of stations. Alpha Zulu Zulu. Hello. N9AZZ looking good. Who else? Jake from State Farm is joining us tonight as always. Who else could we see here? Okie Outrider is turning into the best show on radio. Where is that? Tell me where it is, and I'll tune it in from Northwest Oklahoma. Thanks, Brett, for the kind words. Zima 1213. Well, I don't know what lights are on. It's so bright outside, it's hard to tell. I see Canby. Let me get to 67 checked in case you have to go, Bill. We see you right there, so 67. Over on page 3, I think it is. Looks like the comments are working over to oldtuberadio.net. They were going wacky before. Come up in the balcony tonight. It is Hennessy, Oklahoma, Carterville, Illinois. Thanks to you, you can head on down and into the green room, and we'll find out what is on the menu. Coming up a little bit with that. Kansas City, Kansas was hearing you guys on 20 meters today. Really, really nice. The bands were good. 15:10. We're a little bit light, but as you saw, though, late afternoon here, things got better. Hello to Lawrence, Kansas, making sure that everything works well on the Old Tube Radio Network, or L. Centerville, Virginia, Angola, New York, Fresno, and a host of others here on your Old Tube Radio Network directed net roll call. SWL 19 with the cue cards. He says, and with the cue cards and more. I like the and more part of it. Thanks, Chet. We've got you checked in. Who else? Tylee El Toro is in from Memphis, also known as Memphis, Tennessee. Retro 6502 saying good evening to everyone. Beagleman, some of you jumping in or jumping over from Old Radio Night. Jump back because we're going to be checking in about 1 minute, see what's going on with the crew. And it was good to have JT back in the air chair. He was looking good and sounding good, as they say. I see 51. Let me get you now, Dave, if you have to go. 51. I think I heard you guys on the low side checking in over there. 83, we will get to you, so don't go away. Just seeing who else is. Oh, Felix is in. Let me get you, Felix, if you have to jump out early for an early call, or is it later than you think? SWL 91. And SWL 64 will get you in as well. All right, I think that catches us up on most of the stuff here. Well, the light in the background is coming. Somebody said that there's a light in the background. That is the sunlight here on the West Coast at 13 minutes after 8 o'clock. And the days are, we got another month, right? The days are still getting longer. So, we might get some skip land. Let's head over to SWL 20. I know nap time is over because I heard him earlier.
Roger. No more nap time. I'm awake. Check in me, 29 and 54. And I believe I'll have a radio of interest tonight. Let me see if this thing's working. Hello. Oh, yeah. Okay. It's working. All righty. I'm looking. Okay. And right on frequency or close enough. Okay. We will see you later on tonight. Thank you, Dennis.
And thank you. You are sounding good. No problem. And we'll look forward to the radio item of interest. I'm just checking all my meters. 7. Well, as good as I can do at the moment. So you seem to be hearing me, and that's a good thing. John is in SWL 128. If I didn't say so, John, I will get you checked in now. I think that's SWL 13. A little bit noisy coming in and over the crossband, but if you look right there, you will see that the 13 is checked in. Thank you there, Cobra, X in the square. From the crossband. I did get to 51. Let me do it officially again here. I could probably hear you direct. I mean, it's quiet now. Let's go over to 21. I'm going to bring up the live feed from Old Radio Night. I believe it is there. We'll bring it up. We'll bring up the audio and see what it is they are doing. There it is. It's the Excalibur. Looking nice. So if you guys are listening in, I'll stand by. Check in. Here we go.
How's it going? Good to see you. Let me give you a blue wrench. Thank you.
Giving somebody a blue wrench.
Thank you there, Pretty Garcia. Thank you for coming in.
Check out
subscribing.
Channel 17, Skipland.
I
Old
got your blue wrench.
Radio Night on YouTube for SC21SC, S.C. And we're just seeing if he's if he's monitoring here.
Thank you for subscribing.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe I'm behind. Let me refresh the feed. Maybe I'm like 20 minutes behind. Sometimes that happens if you don't do that. And he's back. Checking in with 21. Hello, radio. And Jake from State Farm is multitasking. That's what we're doing. We're taking a look. We'll go back to let 21 know that we are looking in the control room here. I like his Nixie clock. I got one of those somewhere. And Michael B. says, glad to be here. Looking forward to the net all week, as am I. Sometimes I'll just sit in the air chair and stare out into space thinking, well, wait a minute, it's not Saturday night yet.
All right, Dennis.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
SWL 21 checking in.
Sounded good, sir. We got you. Who else on the line out there? Anybody? Sometimes 183 will come in. A host of others. They're probably all gone. All that skip from earlier. All right, sounding good, sir. Well, we will move on, but good to hear you, and always enjoy the live.
Jed is at Buckethead's concert. He won't be checking in. I'm back out.
Okay, we'll get him. We'll get a proxy for Jed. He's at the concert, and you're looking good. The microphone is good. The DD21 control room. Check it out over at Old Radio Night. Going on now, but in a different time zone. Thanks. Back to Net Control. Did anybody else do that? Anybody else do live check-ins? Let's go to SWL 22. SWL 23. Where's Skidoo tonight? And 24 we got checked in momentarily. Before we head on, let me bring up the DX map. And it was big before. It is looking, see what happened, it changed. It was the whole U.S. was pretty much in the purple zone there. Here's what's happening. So we're where the star is in California. And that's where the skip is. It's down in Southern California through Phoenix, Colorado, Utah, and some of the Midwest there. So, and the big thing in Texas, but we're not quite in the zone yet. And even Hawaii is out, so be listening in. On the other one, here's the maximum usable frequency. And see, it's all in that zone, 23, 25, 12 meters, maybe some 6 meters coming in. So we're not going to hear much right now, but we'll be listening. Just in case. Back to Directed Net Roll Call. Out to Madera Heights for SWL 25. Sounding and looking good, sir. I hope you're enjoying just a super pleasant weekend here in the Central Valley.
Thank you very much. Just a nice weekend of rest. So anyway, if you could check in the 74 item of interest, that'd be great. Thank you, Dennis.
All right, I'll get 74 as well. What's the song Never on a Sunday, because that is my day of rest. So we'll do it a day early if we can. Thanks for checking in. And half wave, right? Is that who it is? 21's cousin. Hello to you. He was sounding good. He's been on at least for 3 hours. I don't know how he does it, and there's no smoke coming from the radio, and we won't hold that against you. It's celebrity status. When you're, if you have anything to do with 21, you have celebrity status here on the Old Tube Radio Network. You'll get the secret code key to get up into the mezzanine door and then come down into the green room. So just use it, don't abuse it. Let's go to SWL 26. Page 2, SWL 27. Sabotage DX, hello to you. Caller Radio, good to see you on the system here. It's been a while. And I see 10 and 30. Hello, Dwayne. No skip right now. I just checked the chart. Let me get you guys checked in. And it doesn't look promising at the moment. There's still something going on. So you guys will probably hear somebody wafting in and out. And hopefully it will be the old tube radio at some point. But, you know, we've got some big gun radios here in the Central Valley, so you will hear something from us. And Colton asking, has anyone ever used a FPGA and a FPAA for radio? And I'm not even sure what that is. So if somebody knows what those are, and should I know what they are, we could probably answer that question. Direct net roll call is where we are at. Say hello to 10 and 30. That's a good thing. 26, 27. SWL 27. I want to see if Dwayne's hanging out on the crossband. SWL 28. Gary in what is probably a very breezy and pleasant Delta breeze going up in Sacramento. Going to let us know what's happening in the green room tonight. Blood Nose 67, checking out. No, we have no good SDRs here in the Valley. There is one, and it is far away, and it has an antenna that I think is in a closet. So if you dial in that, you may hear one person, but you won't hear much of anything else. SWL 29's got a proxy check-in. We did get SWL 30. SWL 31, Robert and Teresa out of Hendersonville, Tennessee. We will get you guys checked in, no problem. I see, oops, I'm breaking my stuff. I see 007 Extreme CB. Where is the little advertisement? Oh, and someone says, where's the pocket protector? I took it out. Thank you, guys. It just came back from the repair shop. That's what all the pins, there's all these pins lying around. So there it is. I want to show that to you again. This is a one of a kind. It's an S&W green stamp with Sylvania tubes. This is a one of a kind pocket protector. We're going to put it in and see if it will actually set correctly, because it was driving me nuts. It was driving people nuts because it wasn't sitting in the pocket correctly. So there we go. Yeah, better. I got to put something in it though. I got a greenie. I got a little tweaker greenie screwdriver. Put that in there and make sure it doesn't break it, and we'll be officially nerdy. Chet says you don't need a pocket protector to be officially nerdy. Well, I've got one.
Is that your golden screwdriver?
That is the true golden screwdriver. This was from this is from Channel 30, I think, or the ones we use there to make little fine adjustments so that when somebody was supposed to look green, they would look red or not red or something. All right. And probably purchased with S&H green stamps. Where are we? Oh, it's SWL 32, and he looks like a different radio operator. I don't know what it is about Rob, but there is just something. There is something different going on there. I don't know what it is. I can tell. You can tell. It should be nice. And how long does it take? Is it like graduating high school? How long does it take to realize that? You wake up and it's like, oh yeah, that alarm went off for nothing. I'm going back to bed. Or you don't have to fear the telephone. It's like, bling, oh no. Who could that be? It's just the spam. It's just somebody trying to sell you something that may or may not speak English. All right, thanks, Rob. You are looking good, and we've got you checked in. And congratulations. I saw your pictures. Look like you had a great time at the luncheon the other day. Well, you know, I made a POTA contact on 20 meters to Kansas City. It's kind of weak, but the bands were open if you were in the right spot at the right time. Let's go to SWL 33. That's myself. And let's put on the this meter. I'm looking for Bozo Control. He was hiding back here. Ouch. He was hiding. Say something. I knew it. I knew the honking. It sounds a little rusty there, Bose. The honking proboscis sounds like it might need a bit of Triflow, but I'm glad you're back. All right, they're giving me the speed up. They say you are never going to get to radios if you don't get going. SWL 34 Jimmy, who takes care of half a dozen, 3 dozen of the Facebook pages that work with radio and railroad and all that good stuff. So hello, Jimmy, to you, Railroader, Captain Chaos, and a host of others. Got a nice little hit from SWL 35, Mr. Bill from Red Monkey Communications in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Sounds like everything is going okay up there, and the Red Monkey Communications van looking good and keeping people on the air just like they did when they were here. So thank you, Bill. SWL 36. And that's Kenny 111. Yeah, he's checking in right there. Got the X in the square or whatever it is we do. And the Blood Nose says he got his mother a coffee maker on the S&H green stamps from the A&P. Well, that's what you did. You got bowling balls and steam irons and coffee makers, and I don't know. It was kind of that. It was and plus, it was fun as a kid. Mom would always give you the stamps to stamp in, the damp sponge to stamp into the book and go out and get something nice. That was it. Get something nice for yourself. Get that steam iron. Let's go to SWL. The guy that checked in is 00, SWL 37. We're checking him in. He's got the 2-for-1 coupon. If you're listening from the other room, Chris, we've got you checked in. No need to run in.
Who?
Who? There's 3700 and who knows what else.
Oh, did you call my number?
Well, I called, you started us off quite nicely, and we are right at 37. I've got the X in the square. Over.
Okay, yeah, I was talking to my son. He came up from L.A., but yeah, I'm sorry, I missed it. But SWL 37 checking in, and very glad to.
Okay, we're going to get a crossband check-in. And your son from L.A. was just a little guy, or maybe even less than a little guy when you were checking in long ago. So go say hello, radio, and thanks for checking in.
Well, yeah, he's, what are you, 57 now? Shit. Yeah, 57.
Yeah, so anyway, we'll check him in, too, because he was around when we were checking him in, so thanks.
All right, Dennis, thank you.
And let's try a crossband check-in. Hello, radio from KB6GFD. I think we got 47 on the crossband here. Trying it, something, maybe. Oh, here it goes. Well, I thought I heard a crossband check-in, KB6GFD. Must not be, am I on the right frequency? Must not be making it here. Maybe the battery ran out. But I know who that was. That was 47. He's coming up. Let's go to SWL 38. And Sam will probably let us know what's happening in Byron. SWL 39. SWL 40. Hearing some skip. Ola Radio. Wonder if we'll have Twain Hart checking in again. And Zima says, anyone ever tell you you're kind of like Mr. Rogers, but only with the suit? Well, I could come in and take off the suit and put on a sweater. He probably had a pocket protector on his sweater. Calling 40 again, over.
You have a good amount there. You have a nice weekend.
Wow, Mom got a Singer sewing machine with green stamps. She must have had like 500 pounds of booklets to get a Singer sewing machine. Well, they had the little portable ones with the tops. Those are probably, you had to save up a lot. You were putting a lot of ethyl into the Buick, right? They used to go to the place down the street that gave green stamps on a Phillip. You get the good stuff. SWL 41.
Oh, you doing YC? Sounded good.
Road Dog 507. SWL 42.
42 and the Radio Wiper Gang, all here and accounted for.
Indeed. I love that 40-plus signal on the S-Beater. Looking good and sounding good over.
Thank you, sir. Well, we always try to do the best we can do.
And then some. I heard a rumor that there are some a radio. There's a radio sitting on the bench there, so we will catch that in a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And Colton said FPGA is a programmable digital circuit that is used in the military. FPAA is a programmable analog circuit. All right, I get that with the AA. It can be programmed to act as a preamp, basically any commercial radio parts that are in analog. So where's OBP? Did you guys ever do that in the Motorola business? He was doing the Motorola stuff, so maybe he's more familiar with that than I am. But I have never. Well, I say I have never. Maybe I have and I didn't know. Maybe I was doing it, I didn't know I did. Let's go to SWL 43. Somebody said proxy in 43. I will do that. Let's go to SWL 44. And Ray around the corner, checking in on the digital side here. I saw you somewhere. I know I did. Sometimes the stuff scrolls away, and there it is. Checking in, please. Mountain Living. Thank you very much. Road Dog 507, 41, I see you. We got you checked in. Gary, pizza up to your ears. Is that what happened? The Costco card was out, and then they order, 10 of the pizzas, every flavor, every kind, which is good, because I only like one. And I saw them all stacked in the room there, so there's plenty of pizza, as he says, up to your ears. We promise you. You will not get out of there unless you get pizza up to yours. Thank you, Gary, for that. Direct net roll call, SWL 45, Paul and Kelly. We get you guys checked in. Thanks for listening in from up in North Fork. Up to, over to Wisconsin for SWL 46. Zima, have I ever talked to Tim Allen on the radio? No, I have not. And I can't remember his call. It's a K0. I never watched that program. Why is that? Because I was working in television at the time. And was it on a competing network? Or was on when I wasn't doing a shift? Otherwise, I probably would have had to watch. I've been responsible for putting it on the air back in the day. But I think Tool Time was on. But I've not talked to Tim. I'm trying to think, do I've talked to any celebrities? There's the only one is Joe Walsh, I guess. And Joe Walsh is a big boat anchor AM guy, and he's here in the West Coast of the Eagles, and he's still on occasionally, but he doesn't get on that much. But some of the singers and Marlon Brando and Walter Cronkite and all and Nelson Rockefeller, no, never did any of those. So let's go over to SWL 47.
Good evening from the SWL 47. That was me on 2 meters on the radio patio attempting to check in just a short time ago. I did not have enough batteries to go into the TRC-217, so I raced in here and am on a semi-cold radio.
It's sounding good. That's what I thought. Because you sounded, I heard you on the crossband. I thought either I'm not making it through the trees, or the batteries weren't there. But you sound good here, live and direct, and we have the proverbial X in the square. Over.
And for what it's worth, I actually did really enjoy that television show that you were just talking about, and the last 3, I guess letters. There's no numbers in there. On that person's call sign was XTT, as in X2.
That is correct. Who is it that, thank you, Ray mentioned it is Kilowatt Alpha Zero X-Ray Tango. So I'll have to look it up on QRZ and see what that shows up as, but never did chat with them live and direct, and didn't see much of the program because it was either opposite whatever shift I was working or was on a different a different network. But you're sounding good live and direct, and we've got you checked in. Over.
Hey, Dennis, his legit call sign is KK6OTD.
His warehouse down in the Los Angeles area. And if anyone has any spare time, if you want to see a delightful YouTube clip about that person, you go look. I think it was Thanksgiving, like a Thanksgiving clip with him riding down in his basement to avoid any social interaction with other people. It's just by my standards, it's a really funny clip. Anyways, thanks for everything. 73 from the Radio Lounge.
All right, boy, the skip is coming in. Got you from the Radio Lounge, sounding good, and I did catch the OTD call. And I think I remember seeing that he actually did get his license in California, and that other call was, I don't know if it was a made-up call or a call from somebody like one of the crew or something like that. So that's the Tim Allen call from the show, and then his call. So we'll look up, see if we can look up both of those. All right, thank you, Mike, for checking in. And the Old Tube Radio Network right here in Central California, 27085, oldtuberadio.net, and radios are coming up. The skip is coming in, so anybody with the good ears, listen in. We've got the gang, Squamish Gang, Private Thor, 428, Peter, and everybody trying from up in British Columbia. We probably have Dwayne and Chrissy jumping in on the Robin or the Browning, so we'll see if the band opens up. It's opening up to the Pacific, so we'll see what happens. Direct net roll call, SWL 48. And I heard Sam on Friday last night, so we'll get Sam checked in. And we got Skip coming in. Skippy Peanut Butter. that was Annette Funicello, SWL 49.
Big Island, peanut butter and jelly.
SWL 50. Somebody said to get Brian and Sweet Country Mama checked in. I will do that. The Old Tube Radio Network. We're streaming at oldtuberadio.net. Join us if you dare. SWL 50. And there it is, UDX 36 in the house from the racetrack. He's got the CB radio on 27085, listening in. Going to try to talk on the radio from Michigan. Well, are you hearing, maybe you're hearing Hawaii on the double hop. That would be hard to do where you're at, but you might hear it. You might get the double hop. Nothing's happening here on the West Coast to you guys. But anyway, you got you checked in. Thank you, Gerald. SWL 51. Dave, I heard you earlier, and I saw your post, so we'll get 51 checked in.
You have a good, happy weekend.
SWL 52. Had a good chat with Aaron and a few other stations last night after the Ditch Banks sideband net. Aaron said to check him in, and I'm doing that now. So many stations listening in are hearing Hawaii right now, like we are. Let's go to SWL 53.
We'll listen, but we don't care.
Did somebody get Bob earlier, 53?
Talk to us, so I guess we don't have to talk to you.
Probably did. I got to check in for 53. Got a proxy for SWL 54. Let's go up the hill. I know it's noisy. SWL 55. SWL 55. This guy should be able to hear me. SWL 56.
Just for kicks, Dennis.
Just for kicks. Could use a few kicks. X is in the square. Thank you, Phil. Looking and sounding good as always. 428 on the lookout. See if we can get through the mini grass. SWL 57. Out of Central Kentucky. Who's joined us? Hello to Carterville, Illinois. York, Pennsylvania. Coming in the mezzanine door. And Champlin, Minnesota. Hello to you. Mariposa, California, up in the hills. You might be able to hear us. I wonder if that's 226. The break OTR, go ahead.
Yes, this is SWL 40 checking in.
All right, 40 with almost some audio checking in.
Roger and the Dodger.
All right, but I got the X in the square. I thought maybe you'll get somebody proxied you in, but I'm going to put the X. Maybe you went downstairs and joining the street party out there.
That was yesterday, but there's partying everywhere at one place or another, and I think there's a party inside my radio too. And I'm not invited.
It's your party, and you'll key down if you want to. All right, I got you checked in.
You can cry if you want to.
We're gonna do a lot of crying here in a minute. Directed net roll call. We're on page 3, looking for 57. I want to say hello to somebody just jumped in. Oh, is York PA is actually Misfit. Hello, radio. Thanks for jumping in. Wait, let's find out. I think if you click on the thing, it will bring up the other thing. York, Pennsylvania. It is 45. Wait a minute. 45 degrees 59. That's the low. So it's currently 59 degrees at 11:41, and it's clear. So you guys are looking good out there. It looks like a low tonight of 45. So a happy rest of the Saturday evening out there. Just kind of listening. We got that weird skip where there's the big stations and other stations floating in. So I don't want to miss 428 if they're trying to get in here, or Dwayne or somebody. I know I'm quick keen to get through the roll call, but if anybody hears somebody shouting for OTR, let me know. We are looking for SWL 58, and I think 58 got a check in last night, so we'll do that.
We are listening on the side.
Listening on the side. I'm listening at the top, the bottom, and somewhere right down in the front row. SWL 59.
I can push the button, but I'm not sure how I can.
I can tell when the skip's coming in, so I start getting that static. SWL 60.
Thanks, Dennis. Good thing, we'll get to that later. SWL 60, evening time to all the people out there on the band. Dennis, good seeing you at Lions last Saturday. SWL 60 checking in on old Jake's bass.
Sounding good, looking good, Jake's Mr. 29er winner, of course, DX 2527. I can still hear him checking in. It's 29er1, sounding good. Thanks for keeping it going.
Thank you, Dennis.
SWL 61, Dino checked in at the top of the net. And there's Harvey, and then there's Headphone Harvey, who is checking in and checking out. He's got an early call in the morning out in the East Coast, so good morning to you, or good late afternoon. Thank you, Headphone Harvey, for checking in. Let's go to SWL 62.
Contact, right back, contact.
Yeah, the contact, go ahead. This is the Old Tube Radio Network.
Big Island, aloha.
Yeah, aloha to the Big Island. I know you can't hear me, but we're checking everybody in. With the mini grass, the big island, the little island, you are all checked in, over.
Yeah, feeling good myself.
We are not checking in Gilligan's Island yet because we haven't really heard from the professor. SWL 63.
WL 63, Shaka Wave, Professor. Aloha from the Big Island mini grass. Have a good day listening to the talk show. Back out.
All right, thank you there, Mini Grass. We are at oldtuberadio.net, oldtuberadio.net on the live feed, and you guys always sounding good here into Central California. I've got an X in the square for SWL 64. Craig checked in early. SWL 65.
We hear you guys. Aloha.
SWL 66.
You're back. 99, Brother Aaron. Dragonfly Aloha.
SWL 67. Bill was in earlier out of Canby, Oregon. I've got the X in the square, Bill. Thanks. Direct Net Roll Call is what you're listening to, the Old Tube Radio Network, where we will feature the classic tube radio sets from 1958, the beginning of the Class D citizen radio service, to about 1977, 78, when things were going strong, but they weren't putting tubes in the radios anymore. What we do on a Saturday evening, you'll have plenty of tubes tonight. SWL 68. I got a early check-in for Michael, which I will get also likewise. SWL 69. Kenny checked in from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and says, hello, radio. He'll be watching the replay. Not sure you can hear me up the hill, Mark, but SWL 70. I'll get Mark checked in. We had a good conversation last night. After the Dish Banks sideband, that was good stuff. So, Mark, you are checked in. Got to keep an eye on all my meters. They're behind me and in front of me and everything else. SWL 71. Stan out of Dallas, Georgia. Got an X in the square. Got to check in for Stan. Somebody's calling for Gilligan. SWL 72. SWL 73. I'll get a check in for John, and likewise we've got a check in for Miss Julie. SWL 74. That'll take us up to SWL 76. Shortwave listener 77.
Good evening, Dennis. 77, old train wreck, checking in. I hope everybody's having a good evening.
Got to find my less than stellar train whistle for that train wreck. You ever having a great weekend? The weather's just been really kind of wacky, actually, for May, but we are enjoying it. This was summer at the beach. For a guy that grew up in the SoCal beaches, this was 4th of July weather today. This is exactly what 4th of July was like, so enjoyed it a lot. Thanks for checking in. We'll be looking forward to the radio coming up.
Roger, roger.
SWL 78. Did I see 78 in earlier? I thought I did. I thought I saw Richard jumping in there. I'll put the X in the square. Maybe he had to jump in and out. He'll be back. We talked to him on 40 meters. It's a good hop down to Southern California. Let's go to SWL 79. That's Mr. DC. He was in earlier. 10-5ing and doing all that stuff that he does so well.
Make noise out on the
Yeah, this is the make noise frequency, SWL 80. And when you checked in, Dennis, all of a sudden they said, oh, look at that. Those guys in Central California do have good stations. Let's go to SWL 81. Now, I saw that antenna. You guys are going to need, I'm not kidding, you guys are going to need tower lights if you go up any higher. Hello. SWL 82. Ron said to check him in. Hello, Ron, if you're listening. SWL 83 is listening in. JZ out of Sylvania, Ohio. It was in earlier. Chatting with him on that. So 83, you are looking good if you can hear me or see me out there. Hey, there is Richie Rockwood, Tennessee checking in. Thank you, Foxman 362. Mostly cloudy, 68. Well, that's nice. Precipitation, 89% humidity. Sounds like it's rockin' Rockwood again in Tennessee. Thanks for joining us tonight. We've got the dynamic duo and then some, SWL 84, 86, 87, and 88. Can you see the sign back there? It's way up on the top. I'm going to have to put it where the lights don't shine through it. But that would be, of course, Cheerios Kid, Mountain Maid, Tandy Girl, and the Snowy Owl, respectively. Jumping up to SWL 91. We did get Felix checked in. SWL 92. And let's see. Oh, yeah, we do have a couple of Echolink check-ins. We'll get to them in just about a couple minutes here. And hello, Ontario, Canada. Looking good on the meter here. Let's go to SWL 93. Somebody said get Leo checked in out of Clovis. We'll do that. Make sure I'm not missing anybody here. SWL, who's next? SWL 95. Who's checking in? Over. All right, wait about a second before you key up. Who's checking in? All right, we got you checked in. I have a delay on my receiver for some reason. All right, well, we got you fading in and we got you fading out, so you're looping in pretty good. We're having some, I'll have to check the band scope. We're having some skip coming in now. Nice stuff. 428 jumping in, looking good. Is somebody asking, is this just 27085 AM? Yes, indeed. This is the Channel 11 crystal. You open your walkie-talkie and look at the little etched. It'll say 27.085. That is where we are at and where we have been for the last, 40 years on a Saturday evening checking in stations. So 95, somebody said go ahead and check in Warthog 95 with the proxy. We will do that.
Frank OTR.
And SWL 59, Uncle Hairball, I see you. Let me get you over on page 2. And I hear that voice. 93, go ahead.
I was sitting right here watching the phone, waiting for you to call my number, and I was like, 95? Just want to make sure I got checked in there, Dennis.
Yeah, I just have to back up 2 notches and put the X in the square looking and sounding good over.
Yeah, boy, I appreciate it. Hope everybody's having an awesome Saturday night. Thank you.
Yeah, it's like impossible not to. It's just a perfect day all the way around. Also, let me check in Neil 147. We're coming up to the Echolink gang, but I saw you in there, and I know it's later than you think out there in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Thanks for jumping in. What's going on? Very quiet radios. No skip for you. Come back in 1 year. Well, listen to what's happening now. It just the sun went down behind me, and the gray line from the mini grass is coming in. It was really loud about an hour or so ago. We actually heard JT beaconing through on 11, so it comes and it goes. Came to live from the West Coast. Yes, it did. California and Arizona and a little Australia. Thank you. 87 in the Carolinas. SWL 96.
COTR, Alpha Juliet 6 Papa Delta.
Hey, let's try it on, we'll try it on the 2-way. Kilowatt Bravo 6 Germany, France, Denmark. Hello, Tony, over. Tony's checking in on the crossband.
I don't know if I got the live stream or if I'm watching a different day. Did you already call me?
We were coming right up. I saw you on the Echolink link, but this is perfect. We got you live and direct on the crossband. Over.
Wonderful, yeah. I just wanted to make sure I jumped in there. Sorry, I missed putting a handshake on you at the swap.
Yeah, I was there for a while, and I had another thing I had to go to, so I didn't stay long, and I missed a couple of people that were right there. So we will try it again next time, but you are sounding good, and we've got you checked in. Over.
Thank you, Dennis, and I appreciate all you do. Alpha Juliet 6 Papa Delta, and I'll be clear on your final.
All right, Tony, thank you very much. Thanks for the questions. I think we'll be jumping into those tonight, and I'll have to check to make sure I've got the right link on the page. It says that it's correct, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it is correct. 73 to you, and thanks for checking in. KB6GFD. That's Tony. So he's right at 145. So that's perfect timing on the crossband. We're on page 4 if you're playing the home game.
73, yeah, you're right on, that's right, live stream.
All right, good to know that it's working. So thanks for jumping in. Any way you can get into the Old Tube Radio Network, we're glad to have you. The contact, go ahead, over.
Hello, Dennis. Wow, what a difference about half an hour makes. 70 trying to check in.
70 sounded good. Yeah, it was, and it was coming back. When I think I called you, we were right in the middle of the DX zone. But you're sounding good now, just as good as last night.
As you, sir. Thank you very much, and have a great evening. 70.
All right, likewise. Skip will come and go. We got you checked in. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Thanks.
52.
And there's 5-2. Now, we did get you checked in. Boy, just like last night. The two stations that we had a great chat with last night, Mark and Aaron, here they are again, checking in. Hello, 52.
Yeah, hello, radio, SWL 52, behind the golden microphonium.
All right, I have the X, but I will make it official above my head in case anybody's watching. You're sounding good as well. Yeah, get the evening walk. It's getting breezy out there.
Yeah, I might have to go venture outside and catch up on some exercise. So we'll catch you later. Thanks, Dennis.
All right, thanks for checking in. We got all sorts of jingle singers tonight. Who's coming in? Oh, that's good. All right, I'll save them for later. We got to get to the roll call here because we want to check in some more radios. We've got Leo is in, 95 is in. We called Kurt in Kokomo, and that is the guy in Boston who was he was big on Old Radio Night tonight, and now he has joined us right here on the Old Tube Radio Network, SWL 97. Jim, Boston 97 checking in. Thanks for jumping over to the West Coast. Let's go to SWL 98. And last week we had some trickery, and I think we can do that again this week. Let me see if I can get the live virtual check-in. This could work, it might not work, from 98. Here we go.
Good evening, Dennis and the group. This is SWL 98 checking in.
All right. Sounding good. I have to have you co-host from afar on the Tube Radio Network. That is from one of those wacky I'll call the wacky promotional videos that show up on the Central Valley Sea Beers Facebook page. If you haven't been there, you should go there and check them out. Let's go to SWL 99. I talked to Randy last night on 40 meters at midnight. Big signal from Cape Creek, Arizona. And I told him, come by. We might have some conditions, but of course we don't. Radio Randy, one of the first, one of the premier voodoo audio guys back 25 years ago, putting these kind of devices in front of the two-way radio and sounding good. So, Randy, if you're watching or you're coming in later, nice conversation last night, and we're getting you checked in now. And, hearing us direct on from Colorado. Do I have the page up? I gotta find that, and then we're gonna go over to the Echo link. There's so much fun. Oh, login required. That's how long it's been since I've been doing this. Hold on. And now we've got Hippopotamus that might be checking in. Rob up in Woodland Park, we're kind of wafting in and out of the system up there in Woodland Park. So thanks, Rob. Rob has been a long-time listener when we first started going digital, like 11, 12, 13 years ago. So Rob, thanks for joining us. I still have I talked to you on the other bands? I can't remember. I have to look in my log, but we should have 20 meters would be an easy hop most of the time. But thanks for joining us and letting us know that we got some conditions. All right, Tony is waited over on Echolink, so let me fire that up. Let me fire up the Echolink link, and we'll get Tony to fire us up on the tubes on the air. KD4BAO, KD6GFD, take a transmission over. Tony, of course, is in McClellanville, South Carolina, joining us via the Echolink.
Hey, good evening,
link.
Dennis. Please check in SWL 100. Always good to hear you. Back to net control, KD4BAO.
And like I always say, it is good to be heard. Thanks for jumping in on the Echolink as always, and for getting us activated. I did talk to a Parks on the Air station in near Kansas City today, so I know how much you have to do to get things on the air. So as we used to say in the 1970s, go for it. 73 KB6GFD. And while we are here on the Echolink link, let's check in with Albert and see if you guys are getting some wins up there. KI6CBA, KB6GFD. What's going on up there in Sparks, Nevada? Over. See if Al has got the Echolink up and running.
Hello, radio. It's working. Oh, it's windy. It's like you said. It comes in from the north and blows the trucks around. We have truck advisories. Don't drive fast if you're in a truck. Yeah, so we don't want to do that. But they turned off my Echolink last week because my license expired. And so I had to contact the FCC and get my license reinstated for another $45.
Wow.
So tell me if all this came through.
Yeah, it all came through. I didn't know that Echolink was so good at housekeeping, and so maybe they have a little database check from the FCC or something upstate. But that's good to know, I guess. But whatever you did it right, because I hear you fine, and you're beaconing across the Universal Media Netweb on the old Tube Radio Network. So thanks for joining us, and glad you are back on the air, as it were. Over.
Yeah, as usual, I'm looking forward to the radios here. And I always like hearing things like tube compliments and how many watts they put out and what type of antennas people have. But I'm just really excited to see all these old tube radios going. And so we're going to listen really hard, and I'm going to sign out with a 73.
And likewise, I will do the same on the Echolink link 73. And thanks for joining us. KB6GFD. Catch you later. The old Tube Radio Network, directed net roll call. We were getting to the radios. I want to say, somebody just stopped by. It was, great to chat on 40 meters last week. 73 from Paradise. Did I log you in the book here? Yes, I did. Scott, I got you in here. You're in my little analog log book. It was, what are we doing? We were listening to Tuesday, currently running, you're on the 991A. That's what I wrote down. So now you're on, I don't know what you're on, but I see you. So thanks for that. Let's go to the guy who is patiently waiting, and I think you already stopped by and said, hey, I'm here, and that, of course, is SWL 102. I like that. Jim says, fun for the whole family. I could play that again. I will. 102, just sitting back waiting on the Echolink check-ins, as always, to finish so we can click the send button. Would you be so kind to check me in? Yes, I will. Thank you for being the most polite SWL there ever was. He's very patient, too. He knows that Echolink thing. I'm going to go make a sandwich. And I'll be back. It'll be time for me to check in. And there you go. Thank you, John, out in Arkansas. And then Joey in South Carolina is right there. SWL 103, checking in, waving from upstate. Not downstate, but upstate South Carolina. Looking and sounding good. Thanks. SWL 109, Mr. Crawdad. Probably get a proxy for James. Let's go to SWL 110. Been a while since we've heard Millerton. Let's go to SWL 111. Robert checked in early because there was so much skip, but I did see Reedley Town in there.
Check in. Tree 17 checking in says aloha.
And aloha. Yeah, we're out here in Central California streaming at oldtuberadio.net. Of course, the Old Tube Radio Network. We've been doing this for 40 years, listening to the mini grass and out there in the mobile. Sounding good tonight.
Brother John on Big Island just checking in, says aloha, have a good day.
All right, 317, sounding good tonight. Always good to hear that the band is open on their short skip, so good stuff. We're looking for SWL 113, SWL 114. Maybe Wayne is out there doing some skip. SWL 114. Get 114 checked in. I think it was in last night in the old in the Ditch Banks net. Man, hippopotamus. This is interesting. So the band might be wide open. We'll check the map. Maybe we'll get some 428 and 10 and 30. Let's go to SWL 128. John, you were in earlier. I saw you. I'm putting the X in the square. If you're out there, say hello, radio. And the last independent thinker saying, I love the internet. I'm on the other side of the planet watching ham radio. You're watching the control room here on two-way radio. Right now we're on the Class D Citizen Radio Service, something we've been doing for 40 years, doing a little check-in. We will be talking with stations with classic tube radios that are 50, 60, 70 years old. That's coming up in a couple of minutes. Right now we're checking in with stations like you, our listeners, seeing what's going on out there. So catch us like you do at oldtuberadio.net or maybe on the air, 27085. If you got the Grundig Yacht Boy, dial in 27.085 AM, amplitude modulation. Put the clip lead to the window screen and listen to the static, because you probably won't hear us, but it's a nice try. Let's go to SWL 131. Shortwave listener 133. I'm calling everybody tonight. Cliff is saying, what's he doing? SWL 135.
Yeah, is this thing working? Hello.
It is working fine. Frequency over.
Okay, good deal. 135 checking in. Let's see. In unrelated subjects, it is nighttime. And tomorrow's full moon is the frog's croaking moon. I just had to get that out there. And if you look to the west, you will see Jupiter and Venus are getting closer and closer and closer every day. Now you see two bright things off in the west-northwest. Now that's what that is.
That's what that is. Is it the official full moon tonight, or was that last night?
No, it's sort of late tonight, early tomorrow, so not far away.
All right, well, don't crush that moon. Hand me the pliers. You're sounding good, and we will probably be chatting with you in just a little bit. And you would think, with the honking proboscis, that we would all be bozos on this bus. Let's go over to, I'm not trying not to break stuff. We won't fix it in time if I do. SWL 145. Tony, we got you. 147. Neil, we got you as well. That will take us up to SWL 188. Hello, Bobby. Bobby might be shooting skip. I will get him checked in. 195 up in Coarsegold. I think we checked in Jim earlier. SWL 195. Again, these are questions. There are questions coming up that I cannot answer over the unfiltered two-way radio. Let's go to SWL 223. I got a check-in, an AOK check-in from Robert, D510, so I'll put the X in the square. I don't know. I mean, Robert, you may have to drive up to Twain Harte. We're hearing stations in Madera, but we can't hear, in Mariposa, but we can't hear the Madera stations. And yes, Foxman, I have the train whistle. I mentioned it earlier. It is in the pile of stuff here somewhere. And I will have to search for it. It took me 6 months to find the honking proboscis, the Bozo control. So now the train whistle will be next. I will put that on my list. Let's go to Mr. Shockwave, SWL 226. Put the right number up. And who else? Anybody else? Right now, Victor said pick one of Jupiter's moons over this place. It's a hard choice. It's just getting there. Getting there is half the fun. Let me go quickly to our questions provided by 145, and I think there were two. One was really ham specific. Number one, for political reasons, it was prohibited for radio amateurs from the former Soviet Union to make radio contact with hams from some countries. What two countries were on this blacklist? So this is back, the Soviet Union, Khrushchev banging his shoe on the table, Viva Berию, all that stuff. So where could the Soviet Union, where were they not allowed to make radio contacts? Was it A, England and the USA, B, South Africa and Israel, C, Albania and Korea, or D, Spain and Portugal? So England and USA, South Africa and Israel, Albania and Korea, Spain and Portugal. Well, there's one easy answer there that it isn't. So I would say, where's the one with Korea? Oh, wait a minute. No, well, Korea's got Korea's kind of a, maybe it's Spain. I don't know. I would go with B, South Africa and Israel. We'll find out what it's. Hey, 31, I see you guys. We'll get you official. I got you through proxy, but we will get you, Robert and Teresa checked in. All right, the answer is, for political reasons, it was prohibited for amateur radios from the former Soviet Union to make radio contact with hams from South Africa and Israel. Oh, well, I was off on that. Who said B? Somebody said B, I think. I don't know why. All right, let's go to, here's one that you'll all know. The question is, didn't we do this last week? What is a cat's whisker? Maybe there was another sort of crystal radio question. What is a cat's whisker? Or, that's, there's a broad answer to that.
Answer?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I could be mistaken, but I believe that's how you would tune a very simple, basic crystal-type radio.
And that is correct. A pickup for a crystal radio, someone said, and that is correct, or a thin wire used as a signal detector in crystal receivers. All the ones I built, I used the germanium diode, but I think if you went and bought the Boy Scout kit that had the nice coil and it might have had the variable capacitor, they probably used the wire on the crystal little detector thing, or the cat's whisker. So there you go. A lot of us that started out with this cool radio stuff and the 4,000 ohm or 2,000 ohm little earplugs, making our crystal radios. In LA, we had 50,000 watt KNX. So I don't know if anybody made crystal radios here in the Valley, and there's a lot of stations that are close. So I don't know if you've got one or you've got a mishmash of like 3 stations coming in at once, but I hope your cat whisker worked. And Richard, saying it's hard to find a good contact point on the detector. So I guess you do have to move it around if you don't have the variable capacitor. Okay, it's later than you think. I will be out of here for a minute or two, getting ready for the tube radios, and we do have a couple. So it is break time, as we say, but I will be back shortly. So don't touch that dial. The Old Tube Radio Network will do what we do best, and that will be checking in some cool old radios. Back in a bit. Over. And who's off the road? Gerald. Good night, Gerald. He's off the road going to bed. Have to be at work at 1 p.m. Oh, wow. Well, you have a good night. All right, 73, thanks. 27215. What's that, channel 20? 21? We'll find out. All right, back in a moment. I'm out. This is the Old Tube Radio Network.
Listen in your office, in your car, or even your neighborhood bar. You can listen with your whole family.
And I hope you make it a family affair. The Old Tube Radio Network, real radio's glowing in the dark for the last 40 years on a Saturday evening. Your Old Tube Radio Network, where tonight, hopefully we will procure some of the classic radios from the 1950s, 60s, and or 70s that maybe you remember, maybe you don't, maybe you're new to all of this. Think of it as a classic car show where we parade around the fins and chrome and the classic automobiles, although via radios that were great and still are. So with that said, I will stop talking so much and let the radios do what they do best. OTR listening.
56, 135. Train wreck, 77.
All right, I will take them in the order of appearance. We've got 56, 135, 77. Do you have to have some special number to do this? No. No secret handshake. Don't have to wear a special hat. Now, you may have to know some lines from some obscure radio show to get in, but that's okay. But yeah, if you find an Old Tube Radio in the closet, to jump in and give us the what for. So without any further ado, and a lot of it don't, Phil, 56. Let's go over to you and see what's up on the radio table. Over.
Thank you, Dennis. I have a Sonar FS23 and a Sonar BR21.
The FS23, the Fun Service 23. I should be able to go to my Sonar Rolodex and bring in the Fun Service 23, where I to actually know my alphabet. And we have many from which to choose. So you know what I'm going to do first is bring up, there's an advertisement that just shows up. Vintage advertisement, model FS23. What is it, mid-1960s. It's $300. It's $299.95. It is a very professional-style-looking radio. Looks like it has 23 channels, lots of stuff. Let's go over to you for transmission and see how the FS23 is working. Over.
Thank you, Dennis. Indeed, it's just a nice-looking radio. And I have in line with it tonight the BR21, which it's in standby mode right now. And thanks to Harvey, he put the standby switch in. So I'd like to test that this evening. Over.
Okay, we will do the test. I'm also to go to see... Oh, I see a BR21. I'm going to click that. It may show up as nothing. We'll go back to the radio if it does. No image. Let me show you something here. BR21. Aha. It's a 25 to 32 megahertz reverse preamp with... let me me go back to some video here. From 1965, which I think is about the same time as the radio. So let's go back to a picture of the radio, and then what I will do is make sure that I've got all the proper meters up here so we can see your doing your test. So Sonar FS23, 23 channels. What microphone are you using? Over.
This is an unamplified D104.
And sounds good. Sonar's known for their, 6BQ5 push-pull audio. Let me see. Frequency synthesized, citizen band radio with super heterodyne receiver. I think that's what the FS was for, the frequency synthesis, which was pretty rare in 1965, where you didn't have to have all 23 crystals stuck in there. Looking good. So, all right, I've got the quad split. We've got the meter, all sorts of stuff. So we'll take a look as you test out the item of interest. Over.
Well, very good. Let me kick this in line. Stand by. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, it's working from just over 10 over 9 to 20 over 9, so 10 dB, which is doing exactly what it should. Probably not the same amount of forward movement, but it doesn't sound like it's overdriven or pinched. Take another transmission.
Well, very good. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the first time I put it on a couple of weeks ago, the radio does not come with a standby. So it's either on or off. And so thanks to Harvey with his know-how, he wired that in for me. And while he was at it, put some caps in. And anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, nice. No, audio's still good. And they give you a nice 10 dB boost. So you're already 10 over 9, so it doesn't make a lot of difference here, but you're out to let guys in Sanger probably listening and say, wow, I like that. Stations listening in Mini Grass tonight say, hey, these Central Cal guys got it going on. So nice, plus it matches. It was a business band amplification system. Seems to be working correctly on this frequency. And your next transmission, I'll do the zero beat and see where the radio is at. So back to you.
Well, very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
All right, back to AM 84, 8.5. So back on microphone, 84.5. So you're about 150 cycles low, which is well within the 700 allowed by the FCC, and nobody's going to notice.
Well, very good, Dennis. I appreciate it. The BR21 was introduced for educational and demonstrative purposes only.
Well, we were conducting business during that last couple of transmissions, so I think it was perfectly apropos for that conversation. But back to the check-in on the Sonar FS23, FS for frequency synthesized. Some people said it was Frank Sinatra or Fun Service, but in reality, for your $299.95, and who knows what sales tax would have been back in 1965, you would get a very nice radio. Everett used to call them the Baby Browning. The Baby Browning. The Baby Yaesu. Let me go to the big picture, because if you were to, anybody's got a Yaesu FT101, yeah, you kind of got the black knobs with the silver inserts and the gray and the light gray. And so if you got an FT101 hanging around, this probably would work well. Sonar also made radios for other frequencies. Did a lot of stuff for 11 meters, and always had that good push-pull audio, as you can hear with that, not even needing an amplified microphone and driving the business band item of interest quite well. So back to you one more time, 56, just for kicks. One more transmission, then we'll get on to the next item.
Well, thank you very much, and Harvey, if you're listening, thank you as well. Back to OTR.
And it's nice to have that switch, because it seems strange that they wouldn't incorporate that, or like they say, you're probably, if you're using it for business, they figure you just leave it on all the time or you wouldn't have it there. But I think for safety's sake, having that switch in there is a nice thing. It plays well on Saturday evenings. Is there any other? Where's our jingle singers tonight? They're taking a break. So let's not take a break. Let's head over to our next radio. Spin the wheel. And Cliff, Mr. Green Arrow, good to have you back after a couple week hiatus on the frequency here. We're going out to you and find out what is on your coiled cord microphonium.
No, and it actually is a genuine coily cord microphone attached to the input of the Pierce Simpson Incorporated from Miami, Florida. This is the Pierce Simpson Guardian 23. Let's see, there are 11 tubes, but all 23 channels crystal controlled, transmit and receive, so no waiting. The microphone you're listening to is it comes with it, Pierce Simpson in the meatball hand mic, made by Euphonics Corp. On the back it says Euphonics. I think it's a C47 Euphonics microphone. Back to you.
Sounds good. Pierce Simpson, in their tube days, I think they had the best designers. They had some real sort of Frank Lloyd Wright mid-century modern designs going on. And then, when they ditched the tubes and really got into the early 70s, we're going to sell thousands of radios. They were really smart about just putting all sorts of knobs and dials and clocks, and they really sold well. Here's one at the end of the tube period, the Pierce Simpson Guardian 23. I think they made a 23B, and you can kind of see it's got that nice mid-century modern deluxe look going on. And like Frank Lloyd Wright did with his kitchens, he called them a workspace, and they were sort of thrown off into the back of the house. They did that with the S-meter on that thing. That is tiny.
Oh, man, is it ever. Tiny and only semi-illuminated from the nearby channel selector light. You can't really tell from the picture, but there is some illumination. On the right is the modulation light. That's a neon light that flashes as I speak. And let's see, what else is cool about this? On the knobs from left to right are on-off volume, squelch, then RF gain, which is a nice feature to have, and then the tone knob, which is a really nice feature to have. Even though it's a small speaker, it sounds pretty good, and the tone knob can pretty up the signal quite well. Now, if you take that same knob and pull it out, it disengages the automatic noise limiter. So yet another cool feature. Back to you.
Yeah, cool featured stuff. I also have a flyer, and I'll put that up. But this was their top of the line. Let me see if we can read the ad. Probably not, but we'll give it a shot here. But yeah, and it's perfect. The Pierce Simpson Guardian 23, their top of the line radio. Again, $300. This was what was competing with the Sonars at the time. So $300. If you wanted the Trams or the Brownings, you're going to be up to probably $350 or $400. They had what was called the Escort at $229.95, and I think that was a 23-channel, and the Companion 2 probably was not a 23-channel radio, but that was $189. So they made it pretty easy if you wanted to get into the Class D radio service to pick and choose your amount. And there it is. I see the 2295 Northwest 14th Street in Miami, Florida. So all you Florida people out there, stand up and give a cheer for the Guardian 23, for the Guardian Pierce Simpson HeteroSync circuitry for outstanding stability and maximum protection. And there's a question. Where is the question? Someone who was asking, Nice. Is that a metal or fabric speaker cover? Over.
Yeah, that's another interesting thing. It is like a metal fabric. It's it is made of metal. It's a metal mesh.
Metal mesh. Okay, so but it's got the nice look, almost like a speaker cover that you'd have on like an RCA wood tube Magic Eye radio, where it's the cloth behind the wood. So they, like I said, I really think when it came to designing, Pierce Simpson on their tube radios did a good job. Let me go to the quad split screen. We will take a look at your incoming signal, take a look at how it plays on the S meter, and we'll give you a frequently check on the Pierce Simpson. Over to you.
Okay. According to my freaky meter, it's very freaky, but it's also a bit low. I'm just a bit low in frequency. Hello. Putting out about 6 watts audio on my peaks. Back to you. How's that?
That is a good thing, and nice forward movement on the meter, so the radio is certainly adjusted correctly. 5 dB over S9, or S9, about an S to 10 over 9, and frequency checks takes you down to 270843. I'll call it 43 because that'll put you at the 700 cycles low, which the FCC says is okay. So I'm running a 15K wide filter, so I don't notice the difference. Somebody running a radio that has a Delta tune, maybe it sound better on the minus side, but I don't think so. It sounds good. Audio's nice and easy. The Pierce Simpson Guardian 23, and let me see if I've got any information on. Oh, yes, I do. 1964. So the sonar from 65, the Guardian 23 from 64, and I think there was a 23B that was after that. So here we are, mid-1965s. Inflation hasn't caught up too much. If you had $300, I mean, you could go out and get yourself kind of a nice console, probably a black and white console TV, 1921-inch console color television. You could buy yourself this radio, or you could go down to the used car dealership and probably get yourself a pretty beat up '59 Ford. so figure out what was good. And of all of those things, the one that you would still have would be that radio. That's the radio's last good. Description: 23-channel frequency selection with exclusive heterosync circuit dual conversion, super het receiver with low noise new Vistor. There you go. It's got a new Vistor in there, so that's why you're paying the big bucks. Superior squelch circuit illuminated S meter. They've got the S in quotes. They should have illuminated in quotes. Channel selector modulation indicator easily provides full 5-watt legal input while operating at its full load capacity, ensuring long component life and tremendous power reserve for overload protection. Well, you can certainly document the long component life. Over.
No doubt about that. Even when I got it, there's very little needed to be done except for the usual, cleaning of contacts and stuff like that. I don't remember if I ever had Harvey replace any tubes or not. I didn't get this one from Harvey, and I don't know. It's been a very reliable radio, if not impressive. It's been very reliable, and it is for sale. $100. Anybody can take it. Please contact your local Harvey bottler.
All right, so that is the Pierce Simpson Guardian 23. And does it come with the microphone?
Well, of course. Yeah, it comes with this particular mic. It's the only one I have for it. Interestingly enough, it is a two-prong, I guess you call it, a microphone jack, which is wired exactly the same as the Brownings. So theoretically, I could. I think I tried it once, and it was a little too brash. But if you got your Browning D104, you could plug it right in.
Nice. The picture I'm showing, which I think is out in the Radio Cabana, is showing 2 microphone amps. So the one plugged in is what I would call the hand mic with the push-to-talk teardrop. And then off to the side there is a desk-looking style microphone that I cannot read. It looks like it says Pierce Simpson. So which one of those microphones, if any, would be attached?
Oh, well, like I say, it comes with the hand mic, as pictured. The other mic, I bought it because it says Pierce Simpson. I assumed, oh, hey, this has got to be the desk mic for this radio. And I do have it. If anybody wants it, they can have that along with this. But it sounds terrible.
Well, this is not the sounds terrible frequency, and your audio does not sound terrible. You can even listen to the replay, oldtuberadio.net, and that's one of the reasons we do what we do with now recording the audio. Somebody can go back and give themselves a radio check, and you would be pleased the way it sounds. The Pierce Simpson Guardian 23 from 1964, sounding good in 2026. Who would have thought? There is a schematic. It says Pierce Simpson Guardian 23 PDF over at oldtuberadio.com if anyone is interested. And as always, Cliff, thanks for bringing it by and putting it up here on the Old Tube Radio Network. Doing a good job. Over.
Well, thanks for letting me check it in and get the word out there. You can find out more about it in Sam's CB8, as well as the next radio I'm going to check in is also in CB8. So it was a good year for radio. Catch in a few.
It was a very good year, sounding good. The Old Tube Radio Network, real radios glowing in the dark, and we will keep it going here. The Jingle Singers are still... It's all those pizzas. It's Gary's fault. All those pizzas in the green room tonight are keeping them going, but we will make them do their job. Foxman, does it have a mod light? Yeah, it's got the little... Do I still have the picture? Let me go back. The mod light is to the right of the channel selector. So it is a little tiny neon and it'll glow orange as you modulate. And the S meter off to the side that you can see there, so it sort of matches their little window. But that is, I guess, considered the modulation indicator, as it were. Next up, it's the gang. It's the gang over there with the DX style radios. And okay, so this is a good from the Sonar to the Pierce Simpson, and those are all single transceivers. You might have an RF gain, but you turn it on and set it up, and it's good to go. But if you wanted more, if the ham radio operator in you at the time said, I need a little more challenge on my radio desk, I think we've got the radio for you. Hello, 77.
Good evening, Dennis, and hello to all the listeners. You had a 65, a 64, and Harvey says this is 63, 62, somewhere in there. I'll say 63. Demco satellite, with all its accessories, takes up a lot of real estate, and, the flight controls can get very interesting, but she's airborne and transmitting back to you.
Nice. All right, we have a shot of that on the radio table, the Demco satellite, and it's got a couple of pieces, so we'll talk about that. We've got a separate transmitter and a separate receiver, sort of a la what Browning did. So now we've complicated things just in the setup. And then you guys may or may not have added, I don't know if it needs a speaker and or a modulator, but let's talk about that. Back to you.
Yeah, it's got a speaker on the right there from the transmitter, modulators on the left of the receiver, and it is also connected to a Turner Plus 3 B as in Bravo, the Black Series, which are a little hard to come by, but plays well with this radio. And this did come from Cliff, his collection, and we thank him and Harvey for giving us the opportunity to pick this up. Last couple of days I gave it a little more TLC and a little love on the faceplates, and Bob's your uncle. This is it. It's a beautiful radio.
Nice. I haven't put up the S-meter yet, which I will do. I'm just looking at the close-up shot of the transmitter, receiver. Anybody searching for this satellite, Satellite, that's the way they spelled it. I'm looking for the model number. Some of them were CB110s or CB1A, depending on if it was Demco satellite or the other station. So they took the speaker out off to the side. You can see the transmitter's got the clickable 23-channel. You got to have crystal controlled. The FCC said you did that. And it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 knobs on that. Looks like it may have a magic eye for your audio, and it's got a meter there and some lights. And then you go to the receiver, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 knobs and the dials. So is that a Vernier-style VFO where you're not click-stopping into the frequencies?
She's as free as can be. You can move her anywhere you like.
All right, so therein lies the issue as you go to channel 11, like you would be wanted to do, and then you've got to dial up what you think is channel 11 or close to it. But did they do the spot thing on this? They give you a way to actually dial right in?
Yeah, they give you you go to tune, and the transmitter puts out a signal, and you watch the meter on the receiver until it peaks.
Yeah, sort of sending out a very low-level transmit into your receiver, and you can dial it right in and peak it up. And that's not unusual, or like you might do with a transmitter-receiver ham radio stuff. The Brownings were the same way, and maybe some of the trams. Now let's go over to the Demco modulator. That was an accessory. I think it had 2 tubes, so it's sort of a compressor, limiter. I don't know if you'd call it... clipper in there, but you would plug your microphone into that any microphone you wanted, preferably a non-amplified microphone. You do your compression limiting, and then out of that you plug it into the microphone input of the transmitter satellite. So you could run a standard microphone, do the modulator. The modulator could be used with any radio. It just, if you wanted to have the nice Demco train, you would get that. You got the full set, and you're running the modulator now? Is that correct?
Yeah, the modulator is engaged. It also has the all-seeing eye on the transmitter. So on Radio Lifer, you'll be able to see it in our video of this conversation that we're having. And the modulator on this one plugs into the back of the radio, back of the transmitter, instead of into the microphone socket on the transmitter. But you can run the transmitter with just a microphone directly in the front of the transmitter.
Nice. And the next transmission we'll do the 0 beat, but I wanted to bring the meter up to everybody see how nice the audio is. And you guys you're close, but not that close, but you're putting in a good 40 over signal. So full quieting, but you can see it's not distorted, and it's peaked up pretty well. More information. So if you're watching right now, you're hearing what you would be hearing. You're hearing the audio coming from my radio, and it's piped through the internet. But if you want to get into the control room, they're doing a video right now, sitting in the proverbial driver's seat. So I encourage you to, after the net is over here, to bookmark that and get into the radio room that's actually happening. The picture we're showing is the radio on the table. So give us the skinny on getting into Radio Lifer to check out the air chair.
You betcha. I appreciate that, Dennis. It's Radio Lifer with 4 R's on the end of Lifer. That'll be on TikTok or YouTube. And today we did a short video. We put a new winch for tilting the tower down. We replaced the other winch, and we went ahead and threw another 15 feet underneath the halfway verticals. The halfway vertical is at 85 feet at the moment, and you can see that on the signal strength on the meter.
Indeed. But you tricked me there. I punched up lower sideband, I punched up upper sideband, and there is no zero beat at all. You guys are dead on frequency at 27085. Plus or minus 15 cycles, right on. So not bad for an old beast.
Yeah. Harvey worked his magic on the transmitter, and I changed a couple of more caps on the receiver. I felt more comfortable. I saw a couple of old cardboard caps in there, so I changed them. But Harvey worked his magic on it, so all the credit goes to him for it being on frequency. But it is a beautiful rig, but boy, does it take up some real estate.
You got to start doing what they do in the big cities. You got to start building up when you get a Demco train and a Browning Mark II, and all the radios. Just start stacking them on the shelf, and it will be a good thing. All right, thanks to you, Dennis and Jerry, for sharing the Demco satellite. I was told this quick story when I was growing up and starting my CB career back in Southern California. There was a KOX 1095 West Coast React on Channel 9, and this was Southern Cal, so it was monitoring the freeway traffic, of which there was a lot. The family ran that React 24 hours a day with the son and the daughter and the wife, and they would get on and they'd monitor and provided a very, very good service. They were in the same city as I was, and they were running a Demco super satellite with the Demco modulator. Let me tell you, when they were on, chasing hubcaps, whatever they did for the React service, they were loud. So I grew up with a Demco satellite in my adjacent frequency. So I'm well aware of how great those radios can be for talking local or doing RAG-CHU or DX or whatever you want to do. Thanks. We'll go back to you for another transmission. Radio number 3, the Demco satellite, SATELITE, if you're doing a search on that. Transmitter, receiver, external speaker, and the modulator. Over.
Yeah, it's really cool. And the receive on it, you guys will hear on the video just how wonderful Dennis sounds coming through the receiver and that satellite speaker. All righty. I appreciate the time. I appreciate everybody out there, and I sure enjoy the show. Thank you, Dennis, and 73s.
73. All right, I've got an alternate. Let me see if I can bring it up. An alternate picture of that setup. There it is. There it is. Kind of that with the speaker. There it is. Together. You can see how impressive it is between the transmitter, and they're big. I mean, there's a lot of knobs there. Transmitter, receiver, speaker, and you know you are on the air when you've got the CB1. I was checking to see if there was any other info about that. No. All right. Do we have any pictures, schematics? No, we don't. All right. Thanks, guys, for checking in. Radio number 3, the old Tube Radio Network, real radios glowing in the dark.
56.
And 56, just for kicks. I'm redoing my paperwork here and making sure I got my push to talk ready, and I am ready for you. You've got Radio 4 over.
Well, how about I'd like to check in my Tram Titan 2A.
Tram fans, and we had some last week for sure. Let's talk about, once I find the Rolodex here, going on with the Titan 2A. And it even got confusing for me between the Tram Titan, Titan 2, Titan 2A, Titan 3, Titan 4. But the 2A was a classic. I got a full-page picture here. There we go. Tram figuring out that if you make a radio look like it should belong in the house, your XYL would probably let you bring it there. Take a transmission.
Well, yes, basically it was a repackaged Tram Titan 2 with some improvements.
And maybe I have a list of those improvements. All right, 1971. So we've moved from 1965, 64, 63, the $300 top-of-the-line radios. It's 1971 now, and now we're at $500 for a top-of-the-line radio. Tram Titan 2A adding the wood cabinet, some electrical updates to the Titan 2, especially a bigger, better modulator final tube. Yeah, more power, louder. They're competing now with the import radios, the Yaesus, and some of the other stations coming in. It's 70, 71. Stations are starting to go solid state. So, let's get our tubes as loud as we can. And they added, it's got 15 tubes. And then they put in a Collins mechanical filter in the front end, which I think Browning started to do. So top-of-the-line stuff, top-of-the-line price. And it also has, I think you've got a switch on there for more than AM, right?
Yes, that's correct. Upper and lower. And I think that we put it to bed, is the radio double sideband or no?
Yeah, I did some research on that. It is double sideband AM. So your AM is probably a little suppressed carrier, but the carrier is there. And your transmit is double sideband. So now the carrier is removed and your lower and upper sidebands are right there. So on your end, you put an LSB or a USB, and that designates what you're going to receive. So you get your QSO partner and say, let's go to lower sideband. You go to LSB, they go to LSB. And you put out a lower sideband signal, and you unkey, and you listen to their lower sideband signal, but you got to remember that simultaneously and at the same time, you are also putting in your upper sideband, which they're not listening to because they're filtering it out. So indeed, it was a double sideband AM radio, not unlike, what was the other one? The Regency Imperial and the Imperial 2. Over.
Well, very good. I had remembered it that way. The Tram Titan 2, I believe, is also double sideband. The Tram 2A, Titan 2A, was the last of the all-tube type radios. The Titan 3 was a hybrid, I believe.
And yes, you are correct. I think there was one transmitter tube, and then the rest solid state to keep down the heat. And again, everything was going solid state, and some people were kind of balking on, well, why should I buy a tube radio? But we find out why you should buy a tube radio, because of sound and quality. And before you go, I zoomed in, and we were looking at the Demco. It's a separate transmitter and receiver, but when you go to the Tram, it's one unit, one box, but I see a knob for transmit and one for receive. So methinks you've got a click, click, click on the transmitter side, but what about the receive knob? Over.
Well, let's see. I haven't played too much with it. I haven't played with it. It's definitely, of course, crystal transmit. I believe it's a variable receive, though.
Probably is. I'm looking to see if there's an external crystal socket. Sometimes they would do that, where you could dial it in. So with that in mind, are you aware that there is a spot switch where you do something similar, where you dial in your channel 11, and then you dial up your receiver, and I don't know if they would be 27085 or channel 11, but you get close, but you might be able to hit a spot button and check out the S meter and make sure you're right on your frequency.
Definitely have the spot meter, and there is no external crystal place on the front of the radio. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the spot meter. I like them.
It is a nice thing. You know where you're supposed to be, and that one is doing a good job. It's got the wood sides on it. I don't know what you'd call it, kind of a vinyl Naugahyde top. So get out the Lemon Pledge and the Armor All, spiff it up and put it on the doily in the front room next to the RCA color console, and you're good to go in 1971. So after Red Skelton signs off, or Jackie Gleason, or Ed Sullivan, and it's, at 9 o'clock on a Sunday evening, you would turn the radio on, and social media would begin from the 20th century. Back to you. I'll do a frequency check on that, see where the crystal's setting at, but doing a good job This is top of the line radio, $500. So I don't know how many of these they sold, and they kept changing between the 2, the 2A, the 3, and the 4. So probably the 2A is probably a rarer radio than the ones we've been checking in tonight. But you can't go wrong with 15 tubes and a Collins mechanical filter. Back to you.
Very good. Yes, it and Naugahyde Landau top on the radio, which is, in my case, well, it just looks like brand new.
Yes, it does. All right, now you get the prize. Let me get back on microphone. You get the prize tonight at 86.5. So you're about a KC.5 high. Of course, I'm running a wide filter. I don't hear the difference. But anybody listening, if they've got a Delta tune, if they click to the plus, they might bring you in just a little bit. It'll sound different. I won't say it bring you in better, but it's gonna be more. Not listening to the sideband, passband. Good signal strength though. Looks good on the S meter, Tram Titan, the wood cabinet, electrical updates, and good stuff. I've got a mic wiring diagram: 1 to audio, 2 to shield, 3 to receive, and 4 to transmit, and 5 you are ready to go. Thank you, Phil. Always enjoy the radios. Anybody had a Tram Titan 2, wanted one, raise your hand. Yeah, me too. So we're going to live vicariously through Phil tonight on the Tram Titan 2, sounding good in 2026. Thanks.
Thank you, Dennis.
And I want to say, give a shout out to Ham Radio Lady, Southern California. It says 6-meter beacons being heard in Southern California. Worked a New Mexico station on 6-meter phone. Nice, 15125. We have a repeater. We were talking about that last night. We have a repeater here in Fresno, and I can't remember the frequency. But I don't think we have any beacons that you could listen in. And with 6 meters, you never know. It's that crazy stuff where the signals are 20 over, and then 2 minutes later they're gone, and somebody else is in. I'm going to bring up the DX map. And yeah, like I thought, it is, where are we at here? It should be right there. Not showing anything. I'm going to bring in the MUF map. Of course, this was earlier, but I'm just curious to see if we have any spots. There it is. Look at that. See that 33 down there in the desert, Southern California? That could turn into a 50. That's where we're talking about. Some conditions just in that spot. And 6 meters will be like that. It'll just be spotty. And things will happen. So good stuff. That is why we like our two-way radios. And the more you have, the more options you have. If you're working on your ham radio license, or you're trying to get one, or you got one, when things happen, you can be there. Anyway, thanks for the heads up on the summer stuff coming up here for DX. We had some DX done tonight. The old Tube Radio Network. We still got a little time if you need to check in. Over.
135 47.
Okay, let's go to, and we'll take them in this order, 135, 47, and 20. And I know we're getting late here, so I won't rush through them, but we'll make sure we get everybody that wants to get checked in. So thank you, Phil, for the Tram Titan, and let's head over to Mr. Cliff and see what he's got. 135, over.
Okay, I'll try to make this quick. I'm not sure where these are from. Maybe you could help me out with some of your internet magic there. But this is the Courier 23 by ECI. And I can't remember where these folks were located. Let's see, it has 10 tubes. But again, all 23 channels, crystal controlled, transmit and receive, no waiting. Let's see, the microphone is this is the matching, came with it, ECI microphone. It's a plastic unamplified handheld microphone made by Astatic. It's an Astatic 525, but it says ECI on the front. And back to you.
Back to me in the studio. Nice loud audio. I've brought up a Courier ad. It's got the Courier 23, and I'm scrolling down The ultimate two-way radio, top flight performance, extreme reliability for trouble-free operation. I'm looking to see if they will say where they are from. We're scrolling down. Scrolling. Oh, no. No, it does not say. It doesn't say. If all these factors are important, you must, and that's underlined, have the Courier 23 dollar for dollar value. So maybe we'll try some more searching here. Courier 23 sounding good. I may even have a picture of that radio. Take another transmission.
You should have it somewhere. Yeah, I'll hold the microphone a little bit further away. It has range boost, and the range boost is on, which one would think one would need with an unamplified microphone. But again, it is in a static mic, so maybe they're just kind of loud. Oh yeah, that's the picture of this very radio. And this radio too is for sale for $100 with the microphone as pictured. Back to you.
Back to me in the studio, and there is the microphone and the radio. Sounding good. There is an AC note coming in, so I don't know if that's the way it is, or if you've got some, like a lamp or something close by that would be causing that grounding item. It's not crackling. It's keying up every time, but there's a little bit, a wee bit of an AC note going on. Pretty radio. You've got, well, it's lit correctly. It's got the kind of shadowy darkness. Channel 11, all 23 channels, and the mod light, I bet, is blinking. I don't know if it stays on when you stop talking. Hopefully not.
No. Is the hum pretty bad?
It is noticeable. It might be affecting the audio a little bit, but you're way louder over that. Somebody said, they call a 60 or 120 cycle hum is called a Polish PL. Well, I think you're okay. Like I said, it's not unkeying or the radio's keying, but I just, from the sound of it, I thought, well, maybe you had like a fluorescent light or something close by.
Well, I do have the phone close by. Did that help any?
That helped a lot. Over.
Okay, I think I know what's causing it. I wonder if the phone is a problem. I'm actually watching the YouTube thing on my phone, which is right next to it, and maybe it's causing some problems. It should be pretty close to right on frequency. According to my freaky calendar, I'm at 0849, so that's pretty close.
Cliff?
Yeah, I got it 84.85, so 125, and go ahead, Harvey.
ECI Courier and Fanon, manufactured New York and Japan.
Okay, well, there we go. It was probably New York.
ECI, Empire City International.
I thought it was Electronics Communications Incorporated.
Well, that's what I just read here. Oh, it stands for both.
And thank you, 23 Skidoo. Also, don't forget Mount Vernon, New York, White Plains, New York, and Newark, New Jersey. Over. Oh, I think I doubled.
Yeah, it was a perfect double almost. I didn't get a word of what you said, Dennis. Try again. Harvey totally covered you up.
All right, we'll have to find out what Harvey said, because it's probably important. 23 Skidoo letting us know that also look for them at Mount Vernon, New York, White Plains, New York, and Newark, New Jersey.
Aha, close enough. And Harvey, you want to repeat to Dennis?
Yeah. It stands for Electronics Communication, Inc. and Empire, whatever I said. Okay, I got rid of it. It was on my phone. Okay, back to you guys.
Back to us in the studio. Courier 23 by ECI, looking good, sounding good. Frequency still there. What can I tell you about it? CB8. It's another CB8 radio, so probably mid-1960s. This is your classic CB radio look. No wood on the sides. No. The styling is good, but it's not mid-century modern. It gives you everything you need, the 23 channels, the S-meter, the modulate light, and a couple of knobs on the front, so you can't go wrong. Plus it's got the switch. Is that a CBPA over there?
On the right, yeah, that's a CBPA switch, and then underneath the meter is the range boost on and off switch. You reminded me of something else I wanted to mention. Yeah, it's an all-chrome case, but it's a nice copper chassis. It's got the cool copper chassis.
Nice. All right, so this is pretty deluxe. The original price, $189.50. So, if you didn't have the $300 to shell out for the big stuff, you could still get your 23 channels and a nice range boost and a CBPA. How many people, put these in their automobiles back in the day and went driving down the interstate? Citizens, do not be afraid with their CBPA. Thanks, Cliff. It is a nice radio. Radio number 5. I'll go back to you for a transmission. And did you say this is also for sale? Over.
Yes, sir. This is also for sale. $100 takes it. Contact your local Harvey bottler. Can I make a quick contact if he's still out there?
This is a quick contact. Frequency, go ahead. Over.
Dennis 2, Electric Boogaloo. Are you out there?
Yes, sir.
Yes. In answer to your question, I do have it. I've got it right here.
Oh, good. The Sam's 19 for this radio.
Negative. It's 7.
Oh, it's 7?
I've got it right in front of me.
Okay, so the super satellite's in 19. This satellite's in 7. Oh, wonderful. Okay.
Right. That's the satellite CB1, not the deluxe or any of the others.
Okay, very good.
19.
What he said.
Okay, that's all from me, Dennis. Thanks for letting me check them in. We'll see you next time.
All right, thank you very much. We will be going to Mike 47, but before I do that, let me pick up the breaking station. The breaking station, this is OTR. Go ahead. 195 in beautiful Coarsegold. Over. Indeed. How does that happen? We've got the best collectors, and they take time out from whatever they're supposed to be doing on a Saturday evening and join us and all the listeners and do a great job taking them out of the garage and driving around the block. So thanks, Jim. We got you checked in. And the 23 Skidoo. There were at least 4 versions of the Courier 23 between 1964 and 1968. Not unusual for especially that time. General Radio Telephone, Hallicrafter, all the manufacturers sort of tweaking and saying, let me add this, and somebody else did that, and we need a noise blanker, and we need this. And so cool time for radios. Because they were actively going in, and you didn't, you had point-to-point circuitry and wire. You could add stuff, take stuff out, nice stuff. And we've sort of seen that and heard that here on the Old Tube Radio Network. Okay, with that said, let's head over to 47. Hello, Mike. Over.
Well, good evening. How about a Robin for the list this evening?
All right, I would go to my R list on the Rolodex, take a transmission, let me know what it is. I've only got a couple from which to choose, so I could probably guess, but I want to be correct here.
Yeah, unfortunately, there are only 2 in the lounge here. This is the Robin T123. No Bravo. After that, it's got the Match Guy tube. And something I've been admiring for the past hour or so, what looks to be, well, sort of a customized microphone. It's a D104. On the back of the head of the microphone, it should be an M for my first name, but it kind of looks like a suspiciously upside down W. But whatever it is, it's making the Magic Eye tube on this radio quite active.
It's an M, Mike. M, no W, M.
Well, that's a definitive answer. Over.
Something makes me want to take a picture of it and post it somewhere and open up to public opinion. But I guess public opinion doesn't matter. What does matter is everyone just sounds absolutely fantastic. And the last few radios, boy, you just can't get like the Encyclopedia Britannica anymore, but the amount of knowledge that's being transmitted right now is just amazing. I'm talking about the radio that was checked in a couple of radios ago. But anyways, this thing's fun. I'm sorry I'm not using it on the road this evening. I was tempted to take it up to the national park, but that didn't work out.
Well, a nice try. Always good if you can be safe and sound from the radio room. Robin T123, Magic Eye Tube. Always good audio with that. Is that the one? So a lot of the Robins, and I don't have a side view, but didn't have everything's what was convection cooling, meaning the air comes in, the air might go out. But I remember people saying that will run a little bit hot to the touch. Over.
Yeah, that's a fun comment. This particular radio is not that bad. I've got a rather large cat on my lap right now, so I can't get up and get my little IR temperature gauge thing. This, I guess it runs reasonably warm. The 123B is in Bravo. Man, that sucker, you could cook a steak on it. And that's just, I'm not going to use that right now. I'm too hot as it is. But, yeah, there it is. I don't know how bad this thing gets.
It's okay now. We won't tax it. It's already starting to make some other noises, but I hear you just fine. So it's acting like the tube radio that it is. From Robin, ROBYN. Hard to find these with the Magic Eye. That's actually, let me get the close-up. Anybody's got the video going on. The Magic Eye tube, we're looking vertically, and the tube is mounted in there. We're looking straight into the side of the tube, and they cut a little, I don't know, what do you want to, into the case, into the sketch in there, and we look right at the tube, and I think there's probably a plastic colored film over that to make it look green or whatever, and as the top and the bottom portions of the illumination come closer together, that is closer to 100% modulation you are. Go ahead and take a transmission. I'll do the frequency check, and then who's next? We'll head over to Mr. Harvey. We got rid of the buzz. The charger was probably the item, so just also check on where it's plugged in. That was for Cliff. Was that his? Yeah, that was Cliff. Sorry. So forget what I've said about that. Your audio is fine. No buzz. Over.
Okay, good. And can I hear something that might have been peculiar going on with my transmit audio? Is that right?
It is no longer doing it. So probably just things warming up.
So I always struggle with new or interesting things to say about this radio. I just hate being so repetitive. But, I think one thing I've never brought up is this sucker has a really large, I guess it's a quarter-inch jack or some sort of a headphone situation going on there. And I'm curious, I don't even know if you can comment on it. What headphones back there? I don't even know what year this radio was manufactured. 71, 72. I'd be very curious. Did Robin? Well, they wouldn't have manufactured. What type of headphone situation would these radios have used?
Where is the headphone jack? I was looking in the front. Is it in the back?
No. That's a good question. It's on the front of the radio, lower right-hand side, just under the PA switch.
All right, I see the picture, and this picture has actually got something plugged into it. So I don't. If Cliff is your, because this is Cliff's radio, he had something. And then when he took the shot, something plugged in, maybe to an external speaker. So I'm thinking it should be. This is 1970, a quarter-inch. Larger quarter-inch phono-style jack. If it was the like general radio telephone used, it was more of a telephone, and it has a name, and I can't really think of the name. Those were actually a little bit smaller. So I'm thinking it's a quarter-inch phone, but I could be wrong about that. Over. Yeah, should be your standard quarter-inch telephonium.
Yeah. Well, I'm just curious as to what folks would have used way back then, but there it is. I will say one disturbingly sad thing. Someone just mentioned whatever telephone or something like that. It's really nice that we can still use these particular devices of communication. I received, unfortunately, in the mail, I received a letter from AT&T saying that my landline is going to be discontinued. I think somewhere like a year from now. There is like a little contingency plan, something that they have to offer, but that does not make me feel really good. Especially for someone that does not have a cell phone. But it's really nice that I'm assuming no one has ever received a letter saying that you can't use this particular type of communication anymore because it's going to be outlawed or whatever. So I'm grateful that these Robins are still functioning and legal, and there it is.
I did.
Yeah, I want to get in a long conversation because we're late, but we're doing point-to-point AM radio, so there you go. But there was a law passed where they wanted to get rid of the AM radios in cars because, Tesla and all this, they said, we don't want to put this in there. It's noisy. We've got all this computer stuff. Nobody uses it. They're all serious. But the Congress had to come back and say, no, we're going to make a law saying that you have to have an AM receiver in your automobile because it provides emergency EAS communications and things like that. So that's part of it there. It's a long drawn out thing. With AT&T, they want to get rid of the copper. They don't want to. They got all the copper wire on the poles. The squirrels chew on it, and they don't want to service it. So anybody that's been getting their phones changed over to fiber, they will notice when AT&T shows up, they come and rip the wires out. They take them out. They don't ask you. They just take it away and make sure that way you can't ask for it back. So now they're actually fessing up, saying, you know what? We're not installing them anymore, and we're going to remove them so we can never install them because we don't want to service them. So there you go. Anyway, back to you for transmission. I want to get to Harvey before we get out of there. I checked the frequency. It's about 700 cycles low, well within the standard. Doing a nice job. Robin, fans, this is your radio tonight. Back to you.
All right. I'm sorry. I know it's late. Thanks for letting me check it in. 73.
Yeah, but, we all love our sound of our analog telephones. We have some radio programs from 30 years ago where they're call-in shows, and boy, you can certainly tell a difference between the 30-year-old radio playbacks from the 90s where they're using a analog phone as opposed to the modern, it's 5G, it's supposed to sound better. Well, it doesn't. Cell phones, just clipping and loss of packets and all that, and the analog phones sound great. So kiss them goodbye. The POTS, the plain old telephone systems going away because no one wants to deal with it. Harvey, are you out there? Over.
Roger, I'm here. Okay, this is a Lafayette Comstat 35, the last of the Comstat type radios. got a volume, squelch, standby is on the squelch on off. It's got a delta tune. I've got the range boost off. And now the range boost is on. Hello, range boost. Audio. Okay, I don't need it. So there's the range boost off. Comstat 35, not my radio. It was kind of a last minute, check it out, see if it works for someone. And it does now. So there it is, Comstat 35. And one unique thing about this radio is every single of the 23 channels, coughing, 24 channels, and I'll explain that. Every single one is either a cycle or so high or low or right on. Every single one. And these are plug-in crystals. I haven't had to do anything below to change frequency at all. Anyway, as far as the 24th channel, there's the blank spot between 22 and 23. But I kind of remembered on these blank ones, if you take the channel selector from 22 and slowly turn it up toward the blank spot, you could just get channel 24 to come in, which this one will do. It's a little hard to do. You might need a free counter or another radio, but once you get used to it, you can do it. So 24-channel radio from Lafayette, the Comstat 35. Also has a CB switch, modulation light, the big Bozo red nose channel selector control. And I'm using an amplified D104.
Nice audio. Getting some good comments on the audio. Also getting some comments that it's a Panasonic and Lafayette's clothing. And the Bozo Nose 35, and someone correctly stating that it was manufactured in South Korea, despite being sold under the U.S.-based Lafayette Radio and TV Corporation brand. And 23's Kadu says, chalk up another Panasonic chassis tonight. Over.
Roger. South Korea, huh? Let me look at this. This has got the nice tag on the back. Let's see if I can read it. Made in Korea. Huh. Well, if all the channels were high, then it would be North Korea. Okay. Everything is right on, so we're in the demilitarized, well, you know what I mean, zone. Anyway. Yeah, Comstat 35 and made in Korea.
Or maybe a Matsushita. Don't say that fast 3 times. I will go back to you for a quick transmission, and we'll see. You probably already know, but we'll see where the crystal is beaconing. Over.
Okay. Now mine is blinking between 049 and 5. And you're going to say 051, maybe 2.
No, I'm going to say 84, 8.5. So it's just right under 9, right under, so 100, 125 low.
Oh, that's right. It's the other direction for you. Well, I could change that. Since all the crystals will move, all I got to do is tweak a little doodad in the bottom and get it to read 051 or blinking between 51 and 52, then it should be right on. Okay. I'll contact the person that is the owner of this. He wasn't available tonight, so I'll get a hold of him when I can. See what he wants to do with this thing. Okay, I got one more to do. Take me a second.
Okay, before you go, 3 knobs I can't read them on the resolution here. 3 knobs on the front, the bottom. So I'm assuming it's not RF again. It's probably volume, squelch, and something.
Squelch standby switch on the left, volume on-off switch, and 3-position delta tune. Now, you're coming in the higher position. I am not going to mess with it. I know how to get the delta tune on. I have to retune one inductor. The problem is, these stinking Panasonic, quote, chassis have that white gluey cement stuff in the cores, to hold the cores in. Excuse me. Anyway, so I was able to loosen up 1 or 2 on receive, and it really brought the receive up, but I can't get the one that works with the delta tune. So it's the way it is. It's going to be fine. So there you go. Oh, and when they put the cement in, whoever did it was drunk or just didn't care, because they squirted that stuff all over the inside. I had to clean out the center of at least 3 of the cores because they got that gunk inside, so you couldn't even get the tuning tool in. But anyway, I can change the frequency, so I'll be fine on transmit. All right, thank you much. One more to come.
All right, thank you, RV, for the. I figured it was a delta tune, and I imagine that radio runs pretty cool because it looks like it's got all sorts of vents and side vents and top vents, and I see a plug on top, so it might even do. Let me see what my. Go ahead and change your radios while I'm chatting here. If it says that it runs 12 volt as well, looks like it's a 12 volt cable. Tubes. It has 11. 12AT7, 6BH6, 6BQ5, 12AX7, a lot of 6BL8. It's the good stuff, manufactured in Panasonic, Matsushita, Korea. The Jingle Singers are here. Let's let them do their thing, and we'll be back with another radio.
You're tuned to
OTR, Channel 11,
right here in
Fresno, California.
Stay with us.
Old Tube Radio.
Yeah, as modern as you can be on the Old Tube Radio Network. We're listening.
Can you guess which one this is?
It could be your most favorite radio of all time over.
The Golden Beagle, woof, woof. If I called it the Golden Eagle, I'd have to make a bird sound. I can't quite do that. Okay. Anyway, that's this one. That should do it for me. We'll catch you next week.
And I think I will be here next week. Same tubes time, same tube channel. Let me just put out one last call. Anybody else who've got a radio warmed up, we'll get it checked in here before we drop out.
So from the radio lounge.
Got something in the radio lounge over? Go ahead.
Super quick. It was already powered up. The 123B from Robin.
Yeah, that's the one. We got to get a amplified microphone or find. You know what that radio would really love, and it would be a good addition. Would be the Demco modulator, 2 tubes. You just plug that same microphone in. You don't have to change the microphone. You put the modulator in. Here's the big box. And 23 Skidoo is jumping up and down and says, "Yay! It's another Panasonic chassis. Take a transmission."
Okay, and I know nothing about these things, but it was brought up. If I want to try and do like a Robin from Tomorrow Rock, you said it's Demco. Give me a model number, please.
I'm sorry. What is the question?
A Demco modulator. What model number should I be looking out for?
Oh, I think that's what it's called. It's a little box with two knobs and a microphone in and a microphone cable out. And it's basically it's like an external preamp. You know, you get a D104. It's got the preamp built in, or a Turner Plus 2 with the preamp, you know, built in with the battery. This is I guess it plugs in the wall. Got two tubes, and you plug your microphone. You know, assuming you got the right cable flavor, and then out of that box, assuming you have the right cable flavor, you plug it into your radio and you adjust the two knobs. So it's called a Demco modulator. And I don't know if you're listening, Harvey. I don't ever recall a model number, but they might have one.
Oh, okay. So even if I use that, I'm still putting out, well, optimistically 5 watts.
Yeah, it goes in the microphone. Doesn't change the output power. It's basically a preamplifier that's outside of the microphone, rather than saying, yeah, let me buy a Plus 2, or let me buy an amplified D104. You just say, well, let me use the microphones I have, but plug them into this audio amplifier, and then plug that into the mic jack.
That's phenomenal. Oh my God, I'm still learning after all these years. That's great. Okay. Well, thank you for making me spend time on eBay tomorrow.
There you go. And that way you don't have to raise your voice, and I think it will play well with that radio. But that's the nice thing about the modulators is they should work with any radio, tubes especially, because it should have the right impedance. So we've added the Robin T123B, manufactured from 1972 to 1976, out of Japan, 12-volt DC, 115-volt AC. And why did they stop making them? Because the manufacturers had to go to 40 channels, and thereby was born the Robin T240D. 11 tubes, 2 transistors. I think the transistors help it do a DC to DC conversion. And yeah, it'll do good audio. It's got a 12AX7 in there, so no problem. If you go to oldtuberadio.com, there is an operator's manual for the 123B, and likewise a PDF schematic. The Robin T123B 23-channel CB transceiver, produced during the early 1970s, crystal-controlled AM radio designed for reliable communications during the early expansion of the CB service in the United States. The unit supports both base and mobile use through wiring-based power configuration. Don't you know? Thanks for bringing it by.
Thanks, sir. 73.
And okay, and I'll buy that 23 Skidoo. Since this is I think the Robin 123 is a plate modulated. So when you add more audio into the system, you do effectively change the output by driving higher average PEP through the compression and audio amplification, and that would help when you're 50% modulated. In fact, I didn't show the S meter, but we would see that. We would see the difference between, okay, there's the resting carrier and there's the PEP output, and look at that. It's almost as though you effectively put in some type of little modulating amplifier, because your radio is more efficient. I guess that's a word. It's a little more efficient than the audio at 100% or 105% or whatever it would do.
TR.
And the break OTR, go ahead.
Rob, you there? I just got in. I had somebody proxy me. Make it final 53 checking in.
Yeah, I see the proxy there. We'll put the official X. Thanks for jumping in. We're on late tonight, so that worked out good. Over.
Just got in here right now. Okay, you guys take care. Have a good weekend. 73. Bye-bye there, Dennis.
All right, hope you had a great evening. Thanks for joining us on the Old Tube Radio Network.
Have a good Sunday, Bob. Dennis here.
Right back to you there, Dennis. Yeah, appreciate it there, brother. Bye-bye.
Let me grab the fanfare, because if I do that, then I have to sign off. If I do that,
Ladies and gentlemen, time now for the current OTR totals.
The current and final totals here tonight, the Old Tube Radio Network. And I hope I wrote everything down. Sometimes I get I get so busy that I forget to do what I'm supposed to do, and that is log in the radios and sit here and try and make my pocket protector work. 8 radios tonight. The most heard in theory, the most heard manufacturer would be Panasonic, right? But we had Sonar, Demco, Pierce Simpson, a Tram, Courier, Robin, Lafayette, and another Robin. Let's start down the list tonight. FS23, the frequency synthesized radio, 23 channels from 1964-65, and also the reverse preamp BR21 with the newly installed standby switch. Why they didn't put it in, I don't know. Saving 29 cents, or maybe they thought it wasn't necessary, or maybe it was an FCC thing. It's like, if you keep it on all the time, we'll type accepted for you. Thanks, Phil, for that. Nice sounding and looking radio. The Pierce Simpson Guardian 23 Cliff brought that by for radio number 2, another 1965 version radio, and that is for sale. The Demco satellite, the big transmitter, receiver, modulator, speaker. See it at Radio Lifer. Sit in the air chair along with the crew over there, the Demco CB1, Demco satellite. Radio number 3. Radio number 4, the Tram Titan 2A from 1971. Tram figuring out how to box the radio up and make it a little bit more pleasing to sit in the shelf with the Kenwood or the Sherwood or the Scott stereo with the wood grain items of interest. Nice audio. Plus, you get the double sideband for your upper and lower sideband pleasure. Courier 23 by ECI. And if you check the chat, you will find this. Somebody actually said, here is the definitive ECI, what it means, at least for that radio. That was, who did that? Cliff did that. Thanks, Cliff. Good radios tonight. Mike on the Robin T123 for Radio 6 and also Radio 8, the T123B, and sandwiched in between those two classics, the Panasonic Lafayette Comstat 35. The one that Bozo, the favorite of Bozo Control, because it has the red proboscis. Maybe not honking as well, but sounds good. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for staying up late. If you couldn't make it, we've got the audio replay. We should be doing this again next week. I'm trying to think where I'm going to be. I think I'll be back in the air chair in time. I got some stuff going on, but we will do our best. It has been a great weekend here in the Central Valley of California. I think it's going to be 85 or 90. Got some nice late spring, early summer weather. I hope you can get on the air. The bands haven't been too bad for DX, so hopefully you can get some contacts. And if you're studying for your amateur radio upgrade or your license to start, keep doing so because we still have good conditions. So good night, everybody, and have a great evening.
Good night. Good night.
And I'm looking to see if we can't try and blow something up here with the transmitter and get some music. get something. The sounds of okay, I got something here. Let's see if it plays. Let's see if it plays in Poughkeepsie. You're listening to the Old Tube Radio Network.
Hello, DX, my old friend. I've come to shoot skip once again. Because my linear softly tweaking pinned your meter while I was peeking, and the audio that punched through your RF gain is not to blame. It's just the sounds of DX. In restless dreams I talked alone, when no DX could reach my zone. Neath the halo of an old tube amp, I keep my mic down like a DX jam. When my eyes were stabbed by the flash of my on-air light, it lit the night and filled my ears with DX. And in the distant night I heard an eagle sing an AQ bird. People talking without breaking, people talking about nothing, people keying old tube rigs that crackle through the air without a care, and fill the waves with DX. I said, bros, you do not know how to work an oscilloscope. Watch my TikToks that I might teach you. Swing your beam so that I might reach you. But my words, like burnt out finals fell. It's just as well echoed in the walls of my shack. The operators bowed and prayed to the noise toys they had made. And the scope flashed out its warning in the waves that it was forming. Net control said the words of the text are written in the photo facts and CB tricks, and whispered in the sound of DX.
Break OTR.